I don't know if you are familiar with this movie, Indiana Jones, the third movie. At some point, to save his father, is in front of a canyon and he has to walk. But it's a canyon, so it's a giant hole. But it's written that he just needs to walk and he will find a path, a way. And then he makes one step, and actually there is a bridge, but it's an optical illusion. And it's really about faith. And I have this feeling right now.
Welcome to the inner space. This is for you if you need encouragement to be more yourself and explore your own path. Maybe because you feel different, too sensitive, or just not able to do things as everyone else seems to. There is a way, and it's your unique way. I'm Gloria Jansen. I am a coach, a healing artist, and a surfer. I am here to help you ride the waves of life, work, and business to find that deeper alignment with your creative and sensitive soul. If this feels like you, I invite you to know yourself better, feel all the emotions, and trust yourself, so you experience the freedom and fulfillment of being and doing you. Subscribe now to catch the next wave to the inner space, where authenticity sets you free. This episode is for you if you are currently in a transition phase. You've left your previous life, into brackets, and you are looking to create a new life on new foundations, and you are exactly in this transition phase, where you've quitted what was before and you are not yet in what you want for your future. And in this transition phase, I've lived it, so I know there are many questions that arise. We feel we cannot move as we used to before, but we are not familiar yet with how we will move in our life in the future. It will be very well illustrated with this episode. This is a coaching session. It's Aline that I'm coaching. She's a manifesting generator profile 5-1 in human design. You can always create your own chart by just checking on Google. Create my free human design chart with your birth information, and you will have your own profile. That might be helpful for you if you have, either if you are a manifesting generator, if you have a line 5 or a line 1 in your profile. If this sounds like you don't understand anything, just email me, message me via my Instagram account, Gloria Jansen Coaching, or on LinkedIn, Gloria Jansen, or Facebook, Gloria Jansen Coaching. So you have a few options. And it's the first time I have a manifesting generator in my coaching sessions. It's so fun because I've had so many projectors lately in my coaching session, I believe in the last 3 months. And I was looking to actually have also another type so that it can be representative and a reflection for you who are my listeners. I'm curious if you've listened to other coaching sessions, how you will feel her energy. And if all of this is very unfamiliar, just know human design, if I make it very short, gives you your instruction manual. It's almost like you've bought, a new dishwasher. And then you are like, oh, I don't know how it operates. You take the user's manual and then you know how to use it. We are born with a user's manual, but most of the time we didn't get it. It's hidden somewhere. And through life experiences, we learn to know ourselves more and more. And the less we are conditioned by educational beliefs that are far away from us, the more we are ourselves. But usually we are just imprinted by our parents' way of raising us, our life experiences, and we might have moved through education, also at school, in a way to be that is not ourselves. And that's all my work is about, is helping you come back to who you are with these powerful tools that I have. So human design is one of them, but much more than that. I really love to help you understand exactly how you operate. And human design is extremely precise. If you're curious, you want to do your own session, I offer individual human design readings. I will put the link with the show notes and you can book your session with me. So back to this episode, you will hear about a new perspective on energy. Maybe if you are lacking energy, you will have a key there. You will have a few insights into being more into flow, a word that is super important to me as a surfer as well, but beyond, because I believe when we are in a flow, it's when we are in our most natural way of being, in our essence, and everything is easier, less resistance, more bliss, more joy, and more power and impact as well. That's also something I help my clients to go towards. So being in that natural dynamic, and also that's where you shine. So that's where you have many opportunities coming to you. We also talk about these phases of ups and downs and how to move with them in our lives. That's a big topic. Also, many people come to me for when you also have difficulties sticking to a routine and then you start to judge yourself. You will have a new perspective in that episode around that. So here we are. Aline, as you will hear, has made big decisions in her life, and also circumstances happen in her life that I would say deconstructed some pillars she had in her life. And now she is looking in front of her a new field, and what does she want to grow in there? I know this situation very well because I've lived it myself. Different circumstances than Aline, but really that everything falling apart in my life, some by my decisions, some not. And how do I move from there? And then you are in this break, and that's our decision then to, do I want to take a break? Breathe in, breathe out, take time, not push things to move them, but move from a different place in yourself. And that's exactly where Aline is at. I've lived it, and I know how powerful that moment in life can be, though very destabilizing and uncomfortable to live. But there is so much that can grow in there. I highly recommend, usually, if that's your situation, to really take that break and dive into yourself deeper and move more with your heart and your body than with your brain. That's also a topic we're going to touch on in this episode. I hope you're now curious about this episode. If you want yourself to be in my podcast to benefit from a coaching session, I will also put the link in the show notes. You can always apply, and then I will start the conversation with you and see if that could help you, if you're fit also. But if you listen to me, if you like my podcast, I believe the chances are high that I can help you, and this will be the right place for you. Enjoy this new episode. Welcome, Aline. I am very happy to have you on the Inner Space podcast. Thank you for sharing and coming with your own story. And to start, as usual, I would like to know what brings you to this coaching session.
2025 was a super intense year for me. I didn't do a proper burnout because I do think that I just stopped before the burnout, and I decided to take a break. At the beginning of the year, I was really exhausted, and then my father was really sick. I live in Paris, and my father lived in Strasbourg. So I commute a lot. We spent a lot of time at the hospital, more than 3 months, almost 4. I don't know how many doctors that we saw, maybe 50. So it was very intense working as a marketing director for Netflix France and being with him at the same time. And at the end of May, I was a zombie and had very dark thoughts as well. And I recognized that it was not normal. So I decided to go to the doctor and to take a break. And so I took a break because I was really exhausted, and I did it. It was pretty good. And after 3 months, I decided to leave Netflix, which was an easy and hard decision because you don't leave a company like this with a position like this and great team and a great manager and a very nice salary as well, just for nothing. So I decided to did it because I feel it. So I took this decision. I shared the news to my boss and my team. And 1 week after, my father passed away. So in 1 week, I lost my job and my father. So it was really intense for me because I lost all the structure in my life. We can say it in English, but in French, I lost my repère, and in repère, you can hear père, so it means father. And I constantly repeated this. But then I was still pretty sure of my decision because I really knew that I need to slow down to reinvent myself. 2025 for me, it's a year of metamorphose. But for doing this, I need to understand who I am. And I'm sure that if I do this work, I can picture a new dream, because it was all the purpose of this year as well, and especially at the beginning of the year, is to define a new dream, because being at Netflix was my dream for many years. Because when I was a teenager, even if Netflix didn't exist, I really wanted to work in the entertainment world. So it was a long journey. I nailed it. It was amazing. But then I didn't have any new dream, and I need a dream to move forward, just to act. I really need to redefine a dream. So it's the reason why I'm here.
It's a beautiful and deep and emotional introduction you gave. So thank you for sharing that. And I already see, because I've done your human design to prepare this call, the question of who I am is probably a question that has been and is regularly with you through your life. And I might go into that later on if it makes sense. I really feel all the emotions of everything you said. So I'm like taking just a second to acknowledge all of that. And also, I feel what comes for you right now through me is like, just take a little pause to celebrate you, even though it's not for a new job, a new dream happening. Often we think about celebration as, oh, you achieved this and like something positive. But celebrating the fact that you've been there for your father, and I have the tears coming up for you, that, yeah, you probably had the best support you could. Also, to an extent where it was beyond your energy and ability at some point. Then celebrating the fact that you jumped into the unknowns, like you left your job, as you said, paid with a team, like an entire company that, yeah, was a dream at some point for you to join, something that feels familiar, safe. But you decided to follow this gut feeling of, no, this is not right anymore for me. Now, as you said, I need a break. I need to breathe, make some space so that I can find myself again. And after that, create something new that is again aligned and is this dream you talked about. So redefining that. So that's the first thing that came through for me, is like breathe in, breathe out, and just celebrate the months that has passed by. Now we are closer to the end of the year as we are recording this episode. But like, wow, this has been a lot. And to move into, I want to say, a new picture, a new dream, a new step, the new vision for you, we also need at some point to just see who you've been this year and what you've gone through.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. How does that feel when I share that with you?
First of all, you really sum up my thoughts and my journey in a very clear way. So thank you for this. I can really feel that you have a clear understanding of people in front of you. And thank you for the celebration. To be honest, it's a feeling that I have as well, especially due to the fact that at some point I decided to prioritize my father and my sister, because my sister took care of my father, and it was really a lot for her. And all the people who took care of my father, all the medical stuff and everything, they said to us that they were pretty amazed by my sister and myself. on the fact that we were so focused on him and to be sure that he can live in peace. And we did a strong emotional work with him to be sure that he could live in peace as well with his brothers and sisters and with everyone. So it was not only the physical stuff, it was as well the emotional stuff. But it took a lot of energy. And I was there for his last day. I know that it's a chance, but it's a chance as well that I decided to make him a priority. So thank you for the celebration. I feel as well this, even leaving a job like Netflix, even if it is totally crazy for most of people, for me it's a celebration as well, because it's a proof of the fact that I am an optimistic person, and I really think that we should go beyond fear. And I trust life.
I love that. And if you want to hear again this recording, here you have a glimpse of the answer of who I am. That's the energy you bring into the room. That's the energy you bring into a team. That's the energy you bring into work, into just the friend you are.
It's funny at the same time, because I know that I bring this energy, but energy is really my biggest concern and my biggest personal struggle, because I have a lot of up and downs in terms of energy. I was ill most of my life. So I was ill when I was a children, and then I had other very severe diseases. And so it's really hard for me to be energetic all the time, because due to my condition, I have a lot of energy and then I have really a down. So I have a lot of up and downs. And I struggle with that a lot. Last few years, I tried so much to have a structure, to be healthy, energetic with food and sports and so many things, and had the feeling that I failed. I know why I failed, because I try so much to be structured, and sometimes I put some pressure on my emotion as well. I was tired of being too structured and put my feeling aside.
Yeah. And here you are talking about something that is dear to my heart, but is also the reason of most of the work communication I do. And it's funny because just before this session we are doing right now, I had a call with someone else, and this person talked also about having these phases of I have a lot of energy, then I'm down, I don't have any more, and then it's like almost I would be in my bed the entire day, and then I have a lot. And what I was saying to that person, and what I usually say generally when people come with that question of the energy, is the step that is needed is really understanding how you operate, to see if these phases have always been part of your life. How can we maybe make them smoother? How can you work with them instead of fighting against them? And again, like when I hear you speaking about the structure you put in place, for sure, having great food, doing sports, this is something that is beneficial for most of us. But when the structure is not aligned with the flow and how we feel in that moment, it ends up being something that doesn't support us, but constrains or restrains us, limits us. And especially then after we have this feeling that you described of failing. I really want to take a moment to bounce back on what you shared, because I have so many clients who come and are like, okay, Gloria, I can hold a routine or some new intentions for a week, 2 weeks, maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3. But at some point then I'm like, it crashes down and I'm like, okay, I'm really unable to do that. And then being very self-critical and having this feeling of failure. And this is really the essence for me of why also I'm doing the work I do, is because this feeling of failure is wrong in a sense of it's not failure, it's inadaptation of what you put in place to how you operate. I have different episodes where I talk about how I've experienced that also in developing my business. So it's an emotion that I know very well. It's really about like understanding how you operate and moving with your energy. As you said, okay, I have these ups and downs, and we are taking another path as we are talking right now. So we'll see where we go. But from your human design, I also can see where that can be experienced for you, these ups and downs, because you are what we call an emotional authority. So that's the human design vocabulary. And emotional authority means many things, but one of them can be this experience of really your emotions. There are moments where you are up and you don't know why. You wake up just, you could say you woke up on the right foot, and then it's like you are fine. And then there are moments where you wake up and already you're like down, actually. And of course, there can be circumstances, for example, like what you experience with your father, or at work, you might have something happening that will amplify the feeling. That you will maybe feel even more down if you're already down, and then something happens at work. That's for sure, like that's quite logical. But generally, your inner state will go through these waves. That's how we call them, emotional waves. And it's more about how you move with these emotional phases. I know it very well because I also have that part of the design which is like that for me. And when I help people around their emotion, I really help them understand, and that you can reflect on maybe beyond today's session, and also for people who listen us, is like, what do you do when you are in an up, and what do you do when you're in a down? Of course, when you're in an up, it's easy. I'm in meetings, I'm creating this, I'm meeting friends, I'm moving things. So that probably you don't have so many problems with the ups, even though I know some people, and I know myself, sometimes I can be super excited and I do this and that, and after you're like, woof, it can be a lot as well in the ups. But the question is also in the down, how do you move through your life when you're in the down? Do you push yourself to do this, do that, or do you go with how you feel inside?
First, I will fight with the downs, and my brain will ask to my body and my heart just to move forward and to be sure that I will reach out my objectives and my initial plan. And it is working in a way, but at some point it doesn't work anymore because I am way too exhausted. And then it's a down, but it's a true down. And this year I could stay in my bed in the dark during 2, 3, 4 days, even just having a text, hearing the sound of a new text. I had a high level of stress.
Yeah, and so that's what you are describing now. That's, as you said, being close to the burnout. So
Yeah.
that's independent, I want to say, of your design. And like, of course, I can connect and make parallels, but for me, that's okay, I've been way beyond my limits. So I cannot hold anything anymore. That's what a burnout is.
Because one of my closest friends had a burnout, I could see the pattern, and I know that after a burnout, it's a long journey to recover.
It is.
But I was really close to it.
Yeah. So if we go back to, so taking a moment, and I'm very happy that you are already celebrating yourself, or you feel that, and that's already something you're making space for. I also want to share this year is a special year. 2025 is a lot about closing things, ending cycles. And I say that again because it might help other people. Many people are experiencing closing chapters. Either it's quitting a job, it can be quitting a relationship, it can be people who are not anymore with us on the earth. Many things are going into that direction. And then when we have this closing, some of us might want to go directly into something new. And still this year, we are planting the seeds, I feel, for, okay, 2026 now something new can flourish. There is space. But we need to, again, honor the closing, what we've gone through, so that we can breathe and come with a new energy, a new dynamic.
And it's true that normally I am a super action-oriented person. I would say that people will describe me like that. And I am like that. I am super action-oriented and decision-making person. But for the first time, I don't have this feeling. I have the feeling that I need to take a proper, really slow down my thoughts and my feelings, and even my body, because I have the feeling that I know who is this person, this super action-oriented person, but I can feel that there is someone else, maybe someone more gentle, sweet, open-minded, less. I am a fighter, but maybe this person is not a fighter. It's more healer, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this person. And to meet this person, I need time. Otherwise, I will miss this meeting.
I love already the fact that you're connected to that, because for me here, you are starting to have the answer to the question of, okay, like redefine a new dream. To redefine that new dream, you first need to get in touch with that person and meet that person. Because the person you've been so far is not, at least she will be part of that new dream, but it's almost like, yeah, there is a new friend and together something else will happen. But I really feel very strongly for you as you described her, and I would love to go more into that part of yourself, that this new dream, maybe also a new way of being in your life, will open new doors. The path is there. It's almost when I'm in touch with her and I start meeting herself more, then I will see with more clarity the new path opening. Flow is the word that comes up. How can I be led more by my body also? And I can give concrete examples if this is too abstract.
For sure, I used to be in control. And right now, flow, it's a word really which resonates with myself, maybe as well the fact to let it go. Because I do think that at the end, it's already here. And to make it blossom, it's always about the fact to trust the process and to have faith, because it's happening already and it's already inside of me. But I can't control when it will blossom. I can't control the process. I have to live with that. And I do think that I am aware of everything, but it's a true challenge for me. My mother would laugh if she listened to this, but yes. And share your example.
100%. I can really imagine that being super hard when you are used to being in control and knowing where you go, like having this structure in place that you can rely on, and it's reassuring. As you are transitioning to a new way of leading yourself, you're making the experience of something unknown. It's uncomfortable. And I feel as I tune into what you need and what today's exchange is bringing to you, for me, it's really having a validation confirmation for you so that this trust can expand even. It's almost like everything you're describing maybe has been mostly with yourself. Maybe you shared also with friends, I don't know. But it's almost like this, okay, I have this sensation, I feel it. You move with it because you already move with it by leaving the job and so on. With this session, I can expand even more into it and let myself go even more into it. And as I do that, the guidance will expand as well, if it makes sense. Like the path will be even more clear. I already have the sensations that are guiding me, that I'm in tune with and that help me to move. Like I'm more in the flow, connected to what I need right now, taking the pause and the break so that I can feel myself. And now with today's session, it's like, okay, as I'm confirming my sensation, I can even trust them more. And so the sensation can be even more clear, like signals to say like, hey, Aline, yes, that's the right path. Very simple example could be, oh, I feel the calling to go into that library. You didn't plan to go in the library at the beginning of the day. Just, oh, I feel the calling to go in. Okay, this book, maybe I want to read it. Or oh, I'm sitting at the cafe and I start chatting with someone. So that's like, I started to give an answer to what I wanted to do before, which is a structured way of going through the day is, especially when you're super busy, and I can imagine that your life before was like that, especially like the position you had living in Paris. And now it's okay, I have space. I could make a full schedule, but then I don't make space for this new thing that is going to come into my life. And especially also knowing your human design, so you are a manifesting generator. And I say that also to generators, it's dance with life, like all the time. Also, it's of course valid also for other types, like being open to the environment, but really responding to your environment. And when I say that is, okay, maybe you are walking through streets or new ones, and just seeing where you feel called to go. I can give you an example because I'm also a manifesting generator. And when I was in France this summer, I was walking and then I saw the studio and I looked at it and I went into it. And that was really not something planned. It's not that I said, structure this summer, I want to do 2 events, and like that could be a way to approach it. But there it was really in a flow. I saw the studio, I saw the program, I met the person who is leading it. I was like, oh, I like her philosophy. I actually want to propose a human design workshop. That's what I did there. And it was very in a flow. I never planned saying, oh, I need to do 2 events about human design. Just like I was like, oh, that could be interesting. And then it happened. And it was beautiful because for me, it opened a new door of, okay, I want to do, that's my personal example. And now I'm doing a human design workshop in Miami where I live. I couldn't plan that. Yes, I could have planned, of course, but that happened in a very natural way. And what happens, and why do I give that example? Of course, adjusted to your own field. It didn't require energy.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Wow. It's super powerful what you said. Wow. Yeah. I really understand the power of the flow right now because, yes, it won't be an effort. It could be just natural. And then I won't be exhausting just trying to make my best to reach what I've decided to do with my brain.
Exactly. What I've decided with my brain.
Yeah, because I can decide with my heart as well or with my body, but I used to decide with my brain. Okay.
So that would be the exercise I would propose you beyond today's session is, can I play with how my day is unfolding? Do I feel to go to that event, or oh, I want to talk again with that person, I want to have a coffee? And then life is going to, because you've made space, life is going to bring things on your path, the one that you're looking for to redefine that dream, as you said.
It's hard for me to doing this with no vision. I can understand that I could be more open to life and to the people that I met and everything, but I still have this feeling that I should draw a vision, even if it's really on a high level. It could be just, I want to redefine a new dream. I want to leverage my art skills and soft skills to open new door. Maybe I have already some sparkles regarding some new fields that I want to explore, but I still need a star, even if it's really far away because it's in the sky. I don't know if it's clear.
It's super clear. I want to mirror back words you used, and I want to make sure we are moving with the right energy. I should have a vision. Is that like should in the sense of, okay, yeah, it's something that is, when it's I should, it feels almost something that is imposed. And then the other word you use after. So I want to check in with your body. I need a vision. Is it I should have a vision so that things happen? Or is it I need a vision so that I feel better? Maybe it's both.
I want to clear my head to draw vision.
Now I felt really the brain as
Yeah.
you said that. So now and you can close your eyes if it helps you. Again, feel just how you are sitting, your breath. Just connect 1 second and more to your body. You can put a hand on your heart if it helps you.
Normally I had always this desire and this dream, and it was always inside me.
Yeah.
And as it's gone, I miss the feeling inside me.
Is it true that it's gone? Like, of course, one of the dreams has been fulfilled.
I do think that I have a new dream, that it start to blossom, but I do think that it's a little bit hard for me to assume it, or just to be, I don't know if it's the right one. And I don't want to, because it was like, it was end of August. I did this exercise. It was an exercise of sharing what is your dream for the humanity, actually. And so I decided to be super spontaneous and write the first thing in my head. And so I would write down a new dream, but it was so far away and so ambitious. I felt a little bit, wow, I don't know what does it mean for me.
Okay, so we'll go into that for sure. Before, I want to propose you to just take some space to feel your heart, your body, and connect to your breath. So just breathing in and out. Your brain has done a lot right now. And you can just focus on my voice. And I want you to feel into how you would like to feel in your life, how you would like to live your life in the future. And it can start from today, of course. Really just into, for now, the emotions you would like to feel on a daily basis.
Passion.
Passion. Is there anything else?
To be alignment.
How is the sensation for you when you say alignment?
When I say alignment, I feel calmer. And I would say yes, passion, alignment, and with a purpose. I do think that I want to be aligned and find a way to connect passion and purpose.
Yes. How does it feel in your body in terms of sensation to have a purpose? What happens in your body?
I can feel that my heart will slow down.
Yeah. Okay. So there is peace, a sense of you don't need to seek anything. That's what comes up to me. The heart is slowing down. And how is the passion in terms of sensation? Like, where do you feel it into your body?
It's at the same place in my heart as well. And I can feel that it's really hot. My heart is really intense.
Great. Now you keep these sensations you describe in your body, and now we call in the part that you described before that you want to make more connection with and meet, which is this sweeter part, gentle, the healer. What does that part have to say about what you just said? How does she feel about that?
I do think that this person wants to say, don't rush. It's fine. You will find a way. This way shouldn't be perfect. And it's great to have high expectations, but it's okay as well just to do small steps.
And what would be the first step she would invite you to do, or she would feel aligned to do? What is the step she's showing to you?
Maybe just to accept the fact that this new dream is, and it's not too ambitious or not out of the blue. And yes, just accept this, and maybe I could write down what this dream means to me. Why this dream is in my head for the last months, and again, why it's so important for me. And maybe we talked about vision earlier, but maybe I just need, yes, really need to write down what I feel inside, and then it's going to be clearer. And then I can articulate this as well to the other ones, because I'm always sure that when you have a dream, it's really important to say it to others, so it's even clearer. And then you have point of view and you can reflect and you can debate. And I'm 100% sure as well that it's really important to first have a dream and then have a sentence to explain this, because it's a way to make it happen.
Yes, and I confirm you. I always say to people who are manifestors, manifesting generator, so one of your type, and also what we call in human design who have a defined throat. You don't have to know the vocabulary. Be careful about what you say, because when you say it, you are creating it. So it's completely true for your design. Putting things like into words is helping them to be materialized. So you had a great intuition there. How do you feel now that you got clear indication?
Honestly, I'm feeling better, and I just have the feeling that I gave birth to what was inside of me for several weeks. It was like mud, and now it's a form. I have this feeling, just the fact that right now we just create something.
Beautiful. Before what you said, I actually wanted to go into that dream, but you have to check with yourself. Would you like to articulate what you already see, like that ambitious dream? Would that help you to do it now?
Yes, for sure. So at the beginning of the year, everything was about finding a new dream. And end of August, I attended a workshop from a writer, and he wanted to talk about the third chapter of his trilogy. And it was about dream. And I wasn't aware of this. So he talked during two hours of what is a dream, what is a dream during the night, during the day. He talked about Martin Luther King, etc. It was so interesting. And at the end, he asked everyone in the room what could be your dream for the humanity. And for me, it's really clear that I do think that the world would be better if every woman feels safe and can blossom. Because I'm sure that if it's true, for sure the world would be a better place for everyone. And I do think that I really want to explore this field: women's health, women's security, women's safety. But I would say as well in a business way. I don't think that I am the right person to work on the association part. I'm more from the corporate world.
Yeah.
So I don't know how does that fit, but I have a feeling that here there is something for me that brings me passion and joy and a purpose. I'm sure that I can leverage my skills for that.
Great. Do you need to know more, or is that enough for you today?
I do think that it's enough because it's already a lot.
Yes. Okay, great. As this part of you that we've called in is still there, do you need to ask her anything else? Or does she has anything else to tell you?
Yes, enjoy your break.
Beautiful. I love it. I feel this break means much more for you because it's a space for healing for yourself, a space for softness. And by giving yourself that, you then will be able to support other women, giving themselves that space of safety, of healing, of softness, of gentleness. So
Which
it's
is
about,
new. Which
yeah.
is new. Yes.
Exactly. So it's exploring it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I really truly can confirm I have the same sensation of do not rush. This is not a space or a moment, an experience you can rush, because it's the opposite of rushing this energy. It doesn't mean that it will be slow, like you can be quick. And also as a manifesting generator, you are quick, but you need to make enough space for really experiencing it.
I am always quick. I walk quickly in the street. I make quick decisions. I am like that. I am super impatient. But I know that I have the chance to take a break and I don't want to miss steps by being too quick. And just to be sure that I can really have the space to reflect and even being bored.
Yeah. Creativity comes from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can confirm you that. I will tell you after the story, but first I want to make sure, do you need anything else? Again, you're in contact with your heart, with your body.
Yes, I'm feeling good.
Great. I feel that too, that we are ready to close that. So just take a moment to say thank you to this part. Thank you to yourself, to your body, to your heart, for bringing you that very clear guidance. And you can take 1 to 3 deeper breaths in and out in your own rhythm. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. Take your time.
Wow, thank you very much. You have a strong connection with people even through a screen. It's really powerful.
Thank you.
It's unique. It's unique.
Yeah, I feel exactly how you feel in your body when we are working together.
I experience a lot of things in my life, but I have never experienced this through a screen with someone. Wow, you have a gift.
Thank you. I receive it fully. It touches me a lot, what you said. Yeah, that's why when people say, we work online, but I'm like, no, I'm with you. I'm fully with you because energy travels. So yes, my physical body is not with you in the room, but in a sense, yes, I am with you.
I feel it. Wow. It's funny because I don't have the feeling that I have more information about my human design, but it's okay.
And because I sometimes speak about it more or less, and depending, it's not because human design, if we dive into it, of course, I do specific sessions where we talk 1.5 hours about it. Of course, if you would work with me, I would give you insight at the chart, go more into the knowledge part. But always in how I work, I want it to be felt in your body, because otherwise it becomes this book about human design. But then you're like, okay, like all this information, I want this to be integrated. And of course, we also have a short time today. So
Sure.
yeah, I didn't have like time to go into details, but know that even though you don't have the understanding, I worked with it as I work with you.
Okay.
And how I guide you.
Okay.
I want to tell you 2 things.
Yeah.
One, and that's just a mirror for you. As you talked about that workshop with that man about dream, I really felt like this person and this moment made you go into that energy and frequency of dreaming and allowed you to make space for that dream. So that's also your human design. If I can give you that information, is like for the next steps, spend time with the right people where you sense they're healthy for you, they can bring you forward. Because by being with the right people, you take the right decision. It's the right environment you need to be looking for to have more clarity on your path. And exactly that experience with that person was like, I'm in an environment that helps me move forward. I really felt like the frequency of dream was activated in that moment for you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's something you might want to keep going into, not maybe with that person, but just what can activate what you need right now.
I will start a training next week.
Good.
Really about that.
Perfect.
It's prospective. It's Imagine 2040.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Then you will re-listen to this, but really the indication was very clear from, I would say, your soul. This other part that you said is gentle and so on. Write down the answer to the question, what these dreams mean to me. A very beautiful question, a powerful one. And then something else came to me and is now gone from my head. Let me pause. It's gone. I remember I wanted to share something from my experience to help you as we were talking during the connecting to your heart, but it's gone. How are you feeling if we stop here?
I am feeling lighter.
Mm.
I can feel it in my heart. As I was really stressed about my English and so on, but for sure I feel more energy. I am feeling lighter in my heart. I am feeling less heavy, maybe less dark. And yes, optimistic and excited for the future. And I really love this idea to go with the flow because you just give me the permission to do it. Actually, I know that some people are doing it, and I was always super jealous of this behavior because I don't allow it to myself. And so thank you for giving me that because it's one of the most beautiful gifts that I had in my life. So thank you.
Oh, you're super welcome. And I'm very much looking forward on how things will happen in your life as you go more with the flow. But because that's magical. That's magic in action, then you can see.
Magic in action. I love this expression. For sure.
It was really lovely for me to have this session today with you, to meet you. Thank you for trusting me, for opening up and going into that journey with your heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time, for your expertise, and for your generosity.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How was this new coaching session for you? Which insights did you get? Share with me in comment of this episode on social media. Please rate the podcast and give a comment, share it with friends. It's really how you can help me spread that message and that support so that all the work and the presence we put behind that, this time with Aline, can help others. I'm super curious how it lands for you, how it will guide you on your path. You heard me during the session. I was like, oh, there is still something I want to tell you, but I don't remember what. And it came afterwards. So if you go back into the coaching session, there is a moment where we talk about how much silence, or at least this break, being bored, as Aline said, makes space for something new. And I say it makes space for creativity. And here I connected back to an experience I did many years ago. It was in 2020, quite a crazy period with the pandemic, which started or spreaded more at the beginning of 2020. And it was exactly the moment where I decided to do a Vipassana meditation retreat. If you don't know it, it's 10 days of silent retreat, which means 9 days out of 10, you don't talk to anyone. You are disconnected from everything, whether you don't have access to your phone, computer, you don't have a book, you don't have a pen to write, nothing, no distraction, just you and yourself. And you do that with other people and wake up every morning. I believe it was around 4 or 5 a.m. I can't remember exactly. And you start the day immediately with a meditation, and you meditate 8-10 hours per day. That's basically what you do the entire day. You take a break to have breakfast and lunch. You don't eat in the evening. And 9 days go by with that routine and structure. And the last day you start talking with the people you've seen and spend so much time in their presence without ever talking with them before. So it's quite special. And then everyone starts sharing about their experience, how they felt. It's quite scary, I believe, for many people. I actually have a friend who recently told me she wants to do it and asked me about my experience. I've also on my Instagram account, like one of the stories at the end, if you look at meditation, I've done like one post per day to explain everything that I got from it. And one thing I want to talk about today is, for me, this experience of silence made so much space for creativity. Incredible. Of course, it was a bit sad because I couldn't write anything, but I had still, after the retreat, some main ideas that stayed with me and that I shared. But making space and not getting any input, and we get constantly inputs from social media, all our apps on our phone. Basically, our phone is a major way to get many inputs in our brain than just life around you. But I believe the phone is really the biggest one, or our computers. Research, what we read. But if we are constantly in this noise, we don't have so much access to ourselves, the space and time to hear ourselves. And during that silent meditation retreat, suddenly I was my major source of input. Of course, there were the meditation, which was mostly, not all the time, but guided. So I would hear and they would share some concepts and felt experiences, because the concepts, we did put them in place while meditating. So I still had input, but mostly I was by myself. So suddenly you have things coming out of you, which makes very much sense. If I would have a glass in my hands, which is empty, if I pour constantly water inside, how can I, like, there's no space anymore. Let's imagine the water is the noise that comes from the outside. If there is nothing else coming in, nothing comes in, suddenly you can imagine that you can feel the glass, there is space inside, and something can arise from there. So this experience, as I talk about it, you can imagine, I highly recommend it. As my friend talked to me, I was like, wow, that was 5-6 years ago. I would love to do it again. I will see how I can do that, having my little baby also in my life. That still needs me a lot at this young age, but I would love to do it. I know afterwards you can also do 3 days retreat, and that could be an option. It felt so spacious. And if you are curious about the experience, for me, it wasn't a bad experience. I know for many people it is, because I was very used already to be with myself, with my thoughts. I had worked through major things in my life, and I was in a space where I felt really good. I had made big decisions, made big moves, and that happened after 2 years, 2.5, which were really rough, where exactly what Aline is at with her own experiences, everything fall apart, emptiness, big questions of what's coming next. And then creating something new. So the Vipassana retreat happened after I had created the new pillars in my life. So with much joy and gratitude. So if you have a block in creativity, if you feel you are lacking like life force and movement, new ideas, direction, make space in your life so that you hear the inner space, what's inside of you. I also wanted to add something, because there was a beautiful gift Aline made to me at the end. I will just share in her own words how she described what it was working with me. And when I say working with me, it's just this 1 hour or a bit less coaching session that you've listened to. I let her share it.
It was intense, but in a good way, in a soft way. Yes, you have this power. It's funny because you are super strong and at the same time soft.
I am so thankful for her word, because as you, I always need a mirror to see how I am felt, what's the impact I have for other people, so that you can also see how it could impact you. Because, of course, we are here on the earth to make other people benefit from our gifts. And if you feel called to do it, just reach out to me. I usually start with a simple conversation to see if we are a match. And if there is this initial alignment, then it's a fantastic foundation to make you live a powerful transformation in your life towards understanding yourself deeply. When you understand yourself, you criticize, judge yourself less, you have more compassion, and you can realign your way of being and doing things so that there is more flow, less resistance, more joy. And then suddenly things that maybe didn't feel successful in your life start to have the results you desire, whether it's in a relationship, at work, in your business, whichever is the area where you need it. It comes also with deep emotional liberation work, because when we are far from ourselves, it's because we have made also some experiences and maybe some emotions are in between. So we clean that inner space, release anything that needs to go away so that you feel lighter and more at peace with yourself. And then from there, you create new pillars, new dynamics that enable you to just enjoy being yourself and having the impact you desire and the success also you want to experience, because it's impossible then to not make it happen with compassion, passion, and patience. See you very soon in a future episode. Thank you for joining the Inner Space. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with someone who might need exactly this encouragement. And until next time, keep exploring your inner space, where authenticity sets you free.